back, everybody, to Warlord of SBAS plays Torment, Ties in Numenera, episode 42. 42. Last time we tried to figure out who the murderer is, serial killer is, but I don't think we have enough evidence on any of them. None of them really said anything that I think is too damning. And the quest guy did say to talk to that white killer, something like that. I can't remember her exact name. So I'm gonna wait until we actually have her talk to her, the albino assassin, because I don't think we have enough evidence right now. I'll admit, I did look up the which ones are the ghost girl, because I didn't want to run around like an idiot again for you guys. So I actually know who to talk to now. So we'll do that real quick. Deep, deep, deep. Deep, deep, deep. I don't like looking up information like this, but sometimes you have to if they don't store the information that when you talk to people. I mean, I could have just talked to every single person, but that would have been boring for you guys. If I was playing by myself, I wouldn't have looked it up, just so you know. Not that you really care. I mean, some of you might care. I don't know why, but you might.
I don't know what this is, but I like it.
Okay. Sijian. Drone still circling a foreign woman, blah blah blah. We already know who she is, blah blah blah. As she turns her face back from the drone, something about her profile strikes you as familiar. In that moment, she looks as much like the ghostly girl you met in the Fifth Eye that they could by the same person. Though this woman seems 20 years older, at least. You look a lot like someone I met in the Fifth Eye. She laughs aloud in that moment. Her voice is clear and rich like that. A much younger woman, or even a teenage girl. Was she a scared peltist? Wedded to her blade, fresh from the endless battle? Calls about. It's another one of us. Actually, she was young. The chorus of whispering voices around her. Her face goes pale. Then I know who she was. She was the woman who haunted me when I was a girl. The woman I was supposed to become.
Making a note.
For so long as I can remember, I felt as though this other woman was taking shape inside me when I was a girl. I just gazed at myself in the looking glass, and every day I seemed to seem less like me and more like her. I don't remember when I abandoned my family, but it couldn't have been more than 10 or 12. They seemed like strangers to me. I couldn't even remember who they were. I started hearing stories about the other girls like me. Older girls, younger girls. I sought them out, learned everything I could. All the ones I met went mad, and they never survived past their 20th year. It was always the same death. Sometimes it was sickness or an accident, or they ended their own lives, but somehow they always died. It was fate, and it was mine too. But you survived. I cheated. She's silent for a moment. When I was old enough to become a citizen, to sacrifice a year to create a levy, I went straight to the Order of Truth, and I told them I wanted to donate as many years as I could. I didn't think it would work, she confides, but what choice did I have? When I started taking the first few years, I aged closer to 20 each time. Thought I would die. And the levy that was born from my 20th year, it was a monster. They tried to make me stop, but I refused. I made them go on. I burned through my 20s and beyond. With every year I lost, I felt the other woman inside me weakening, bleeding, dying. I laughed as they burned the years away. When I walked into the Order of Truth, I was a teenage girl. When I walked out a few hours later, I was a middle-aged woman, but I was free. How old are you, really? 22. That's why I was too young to remember you when you were here last. I was a 12-year-old girl. I ran away half mad and living in the streets. How long has this been happening to women in the city? Centuries, I think. The earliest reference I could find was around the time of Chilla. But it probably goes back even further. There was an Aeon priest about 8 years ago. He thought he made a name for himself. He'd make a name for himself by discovering the cause. He found that it only affected women in Sigis, never the outlying villages. He thought it might be caused by some kind of Numenera underneath the city. But he was never able to prove anything. He said the levy that was born from your 20th year was a monster. It was. Death, not death that way. Way is personified in stories. But death, like it really is, a bloated thing with festering sores, vomiting blood and pus and excrement from every orifice. Even the Aeon priest was terrified. They're burning in a pile of ash. Into a pile of ash. Alright. Alright, now we know that one.
Yes.
Keep on going. You can use certain items and abilities even during conversation or when interacting with objects.
Allow me.
Alright. Now we can go to sleep again. And put me in a trance again. Blah blah blah. Blue tide represents wisdom. I don't got none of that. Yeah. Blah,
Yes.
blah, blah. Go. Go. Why are you so slow in your own mind?
Yes. Now.
Boink. Go. Blurp.
Yes.
Change up there.
On it.
Oxygen. Ghostly one. Her eyes grow wide at the scene out in front of you. That's me. I remember now. The siege ended. The Tibet were driven back, and I was among the survivors, but places a hand on the surface of the chamber. I don't exactly survive. One of the Tibet's weapons made me sick somehow, in my mind. My father was an explorer and tinkerer. He knew something about the Numenera. He put me in there to protect me. But the Aeon Praise and Chirurgians wouldn't help me. No one could. My father kept me in stasis until a cure would be found. She gazed into the distance as though trying to remember something. Are the women the the result of some attempted cure? I don't know. Please. We're so close. Keep looking so we can find the answer. Alright. Stasis thingy. Just a facade. Blah, blah, blah. Alright.
Yes.
Now we need to find the next one.
Yes.
That one appeared. Have you found any more of the women? I have. You have to help them. You have any more impression of where I might find these women? One of them offers joy and sorrow for coin. Family is not her own. It's borrowed, I think. Oh, I could have talked to them,
All right.
I guess. Her out. But I know who she's talking about. Blink. Waiting, waiting.
Yes. Now.
Run around. Run. To the next one.
All right.
All right.
Ah, much better.
Much better. Wow. Sounds like you're enjoying that guy.
You bet.
I bet what? 550? In the next area. Items are a special type of equipment that inflict penalties alongside powerful bonuses. I have one of those. Right.
With alacrity.
With alacrity. Go, 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 go.
In an instant.
If we didn't figure out the clue, it's actually Fluke Girl right here. Because this is not her family.
I don't know what this is, but I like it.
Okay, Rin.
Rin?
This family's borrow.
If you want a real story, you can earn it by being my squire.
But I didn't ask for a story.
You say that now. Although, if you say it later as well, I'll have to tell myself stories. Again.
Yeah. Alright. Before they interrupt me again, she's the one who has a borrowed family that's not her own, and she makes music for money. As you regard the girl, you're struck by a spark of recognition. Though they hardly look the same. Something about her reminds you of the ghost you encountered in the fifth eye. The old girl still sits outside the house, still playing the flute. She smiles at you, approaches. Sing song today, sir? Let me ask you something. Alright. You remind me of someone I met in the fifth eye. Her eyes narrow suspiciously. People say that to me sometimes. They think I'm one of those girls who are becoming somebody else. But I'm not. At least not anymore. Not anymore? What do you mean?
I'll remember that.
When I was younger, I used to feel like there was another person who was always nearby, out of sight. Sometimes she'd even slip into my mind, and I'd hear her voice. She glances away. I think I was supposed to become her. Her smile flashes with it. Then she looks back at you. But I wouldn't. Every night in my dreams, we fought, and every night I won. After a while, she got weaker and weaker until I couldn't hear her voice at all. Now she's gone, and I've never heard from her again. Do you know anything more about her? No, I don't want to. I don't think we had much in common. Maybe that's why I couldn't fight her off. Why I could fight her off, and the other girls can't. She shivered. I'm just glad she's gone. Alright.
Absolutely.
Now we have another one. Go.
To action!
Do inaction. Do nothing. Leave. No.
To action!
Go to dog. Spending effort on an attack not only increases your chances of to hit, but also increases the damage you deal. We already know that. Alright. Sleepy time again. Think this is free? Don't remember seeing any price tag. Going it this way. Once again. And she doesn't say anything about a price. I'm assuming it's free. No, whatever. It's all three girls.
Let's go.
Where's like a handsy? Look at that little waddle, that run. Looks stupid.
Go.
Alright.
All right.
Last one. Avina. A translucent man appears. He is unfamiliar to you, but he seems to be working on the machine. The ghostly woman watches him, but her furrowed brow. I know him. The engine, it's... Who is he? I think he's my father. She tilts her head. The memories of this place must be fuzzy. He doesn't look right, but he feels right. I'm certain it's him. She reaches out for the translucent figure, but her hand goes right through him. She calls out, "Father, Father." The man continues his work as though he weren't there. She weren't there. The ghostly woman sags. I'm invisible to him. You shot. She places a solid hand on your shoulder. Her eyes suddenly lit. He used the machine, the probability engine, to recreate me in other women. This machine is about a memory. But the engine exists in the real world. I know it. She looks at the ghostly man. Speak to him. Find out how to turn it off. Then you can do the same in the real world and end this.
Making a note.
Alright. The ghostly woman father works frantically, turning dials, stripping metal wires, attaching and detaching various pieces within the machine. After each change, he places a hand on the side of the machine, speaking some word and gestures in the air. He doesn't seem to notice you at all. Can I help you? No, he says, but he doesn't appear to be speaking to you. That's not right. Her hair was softer, thinner, her eyes more like caramel. He speaks to the machine again, swipes through the air rapidly and sticks his hands inside the engine and rearranges several delicate parts. I need to know how to turn the machine off. What? He rolls around, his eyes bright with fury. Turn it off? That would kill her. Kill her. Do you understand? I'm so close to bringing her back. It's just a matter of turning the machine correctly. His face darkens. I won't shut it down, and you'll not force me. Although he makes no signal or gesture, the Tibet soldier from the other side of the fathom run to his aid somehow. His ghostly construct's anger has summoned them. Kill these guys, I guess. Leave, the platform rumbles with the power of the pain of his cry. Leave me alone. And I will not take what's left of my daughter from me. You will not take what's left from. You will not take what's left of my daughter from me. Something's wrong with the machine, though. It's hurting people. He waves you off. Bah! You're guessing. You don't know the side effects any more than I do. But I do know this will bring her back to me. Now leave or I'll force you to leave. Yeah, fuck you. I attack. Stop him. Keep him away from me. The Tibet roars growled on a register almost too low to hear, and you feel a subconscious urge within you. Begin to summon reflections of your companions. Yeah, sure.
This should be useful. My thanks.
Ah, you missed. You suck. Come on, meat shield. Do you meat shieldy
I am
best.
the very soul of action.
Hit him with violence. You guys are strong.
All right.
Shoot him. Shoot him.
Stay down.
Ooh, critical.
Of course.
You back here too.
Watch and learn.
Hobbled.
All right, Ren.
Ian.
You can do this.
Stab him.
I'm so sorry.
I just made you kill somebody again. I'm gonna die. Yeah, you can't hit shit. Ow. Not cool, bro. It's gonna be tough. I want to do the double swing to hit them both, but
I'm ready. I'm always ready.
you're probably too far away. Yeah. Alright. Regular slashy slash then.
On it.
Bang and bang bang bang.
You cannot contain me, fools.
Alright. Shooty.
You never saw it coming.
Need some help here?
Oh, you're fine, Ren. You haven't even been attacked
I
yet.
don't know what this is, but I like it.
It's called violence, kid. Everyone likes it. I'll have you hide first. Eh. Ninja.
Some assistance is required.
Okay, you need to run away.
Oh no. What do we do?
Keep on attacking. Ooh, they're next to each other now.
Look out below! Above! Sideways!
Let's go full bore with this one.
You never had a chance.
Oh, come on. You should have been able to hit him, too. That works. Push him back. There you're fine.
I think that's best.
Sneaky backstab. Ow. Doing pretty good. Sure.
I warned you.
Wham. Headshot. No, stop, the man raises his hands as though he were to ward you off. I'll tell you, he sighs. I'll tell you.
Making a note.
Despondently, he says, watch. He places his hand on the side of the engine and says the word Nasha. Suddenly a glowing interface appears in the air. He passes 5 symbols in a specific sequence. He performs the ritual a second time, and then the machine grows quiet and dim. The ghostly man begins to fade, but to the woman he says, I only wanted to set things right. Then he's gone. So now, concussion. Yeah, of course she loses the concussion. She was just a ghostly image.
All right.
All right. So, woman. He told you how to shut the engine. Go. Turn them off before it gets any worse. Turn them off before it gets any worse. Where do I find it in the real world?
Making a note.
I don't know, but it looks like that. I'm sure of it. She points to the probability engine. Keep looking. I know it's there somewhere. It must be hidden if it's still doing its work. Look underneath to see. There are thousands of buried secrets there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's where my predecessor's man cave is. Because I remember seeing that. Yeah, just making sure there's no loot.
All right.
I didn't think there would be loot in my mind, but you never know. This game is pretty weird.
On it.
Blah, 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 blah. Bloop.
Yes. Now.
Yes. Now. Do it now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's go all. You and me.
No, we're leaving you beyond, kid. Go as fast as you can.
On it.
Go, go, go. Heavy and medium armor reflects upon your might and speed. That makes sense because it's heavy armor. And guess what? Heavy armor is heavy. That's heavy, man. Right, there's one more thing I wanted to check because it mentioned it in the guide.
Fine.
Southern air only is partially mutes the cloud of putrid sweetness, clinging to this jumble of fallen wood and stone iron. Until recently, this was someone's home, but the stale ground must have caused this collapse. Search rebel for clues. You shift aside a broken piece of furniture and a small piece of rubble, but you find nothing of value. After a short while, you realize that what has happened. Someone has already picked through the ruins, taken more accessible valuables. You stand back concentrating. Nothing about the pile of stone is familiar, but the view from where your door once stood, a boundless horizon falling into the sea, is.
Making a note.
This appears to be the house where the cast off once lived, but either he left no clues of his identity, or they were taken by the scavengers. It might be helpful to ask around the area and see if anyone spotted someone looting the house. Study the horizon. Great success. Fingers of wind rake at your face. You squint into the light, trying to remember you've stood here before. You know you have, letting your thoughts untangle. The skyline tilts and you stagger as the mirror engulfs you. You grip the edge of the crude banister grimacing at the sea. You come of the scene no longer touches you, as if once did. Nor you realize does this body. You smile at your own impatience and restlessness. You must rival the ocean itself.
I'll remember that.
A gust of salty air bears the memory away, and ribbons leaving your mind aching dry atop the ruins of the house. There is little doubt now. The chain gun and cast off kill, but the star once lived here. Alright. Continue thinking about this. I'm going to end the episode here, and we'll continue searching this and discovering more about the ghost girl. So until next time, remember, embrace the chaos or you'll go mad. Bye.